Welcome Home, a podcast for veterans, about veterans by veterans, is a project of Willing Warriors and the Warrior Retreat at Bull Run.
Good morning. I'm your host, Larry Ziliaks, Director of Culinary Services here at the Warrior Retreat at Bull Run. And for today's episode, we have a special guest. We're going to be talking about where we're at with the construction of the new Penfed Grand Lodge, which is going to be a 6-bedroom, large house with a 2,000 square foot activities room. And we have with us Dianne Polk, who's our Director of Operations here at the Warrior Retreat at Bull Run, but also she is a co-project manager with one of our co-founders, John Dominic. And together they've been working with our contractor, TJ of T&T Construction, who's amazing. I just really wanted to just talk to you, let our listeners know where we're at in the build process. So welcome, Dianne. Thank you for coming. And what do you think? Where are we at?
Well, first off, thank you, Larry, for having me talk about this exciting project that we're moving very quickly on. We are almost to the drywall phase, so all the electrical has been done, the plumbing has been put in, the septic field has been dug, and the septic tanks are in. Windows, doors, etc. are all in. Major wiring for the AV system that we'll be having in there, which will help promote and assist for speakers that come and talk for some of our activities or programs that they may be leading. We are finalizing and getting ready to order all the kitchen cabinetry and the bathroom cabinetry.
Okay, exciting.
Yes, very exciting. We'll be finalizing these countertop and slate flooring for the bathrooms and for the kitchen area.
Okay.
The wood flooring has already been picked out, so we are really moving very quickly. We're at that phase of it where 1 week to the next is going to be incredible changes. We are looking at a mid to late December turnover to Willing Warriors.
Wow.
And then we'll be working on furnishings and all the final touches.
Make a house a home program.
Exactly,
Right.
Make a house a home.
I noticed too that they're up putting the metal roofing on the porch and the very top bump out there, which is going to look really nice. So they've started that. Let's talk about some of the people that have really helped us with this project. Ferguson comes to mind.
Ferguson, their home portion of Ferguson has been very helpful and instrumental and helped with great discounts for all of the bathroom cabinetry, the kitchen sinks, the disposals, all the hardware that's going to be in the bathrooms, and
Appliances, which is huge.
They've offered huge discounts for the.
Basically,
really working with us wonderfully.
Yeah, basically the hardware of the home.
Correct.
Yeah, so lights.
Correct.
Everything like that. I'm really excited about it. And we picked out some pretty nice appliances for the kitchen. They're all GE monogram.
Correct.
So we will have in there, just kind of focusing on picturing it in my mind, we'll have a 48-inch gas stove, propane stove. We're going to have a French door wall oven. We'll have 2 French door refrigerators with bottom freezers. We'll have 2 GE monogram dishwashers. We'll also have a warming cabinet that's going to be underneath the island cabinet or counter, and we will have a microwave. And then in addition to that, placed around the kitchen, 2 in the island and 1 under a window, we'll have 3 farm sinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be an amazing kitchen. I just can't wait for it to all go in and an ample amount of counter space, which is really nice too. We've got a sort of L-shaped island, which will have both of the sinks will be in. How many people will sit at that? Do you remember? I think, is it 6?
I believe it's 6 people will actually fit around the counter. And then we'll have a beautiful table that's being made
by this and that Amish.
Right.
Yep. They're really helping us with a discount on a table that will seat 12. And to keep in mind that this is a 6-bedroom home. One of the reasons why it's a 6-bedroom home is we decided early on that if you're only coming for a week, you don't need a walk-in closet.
Right.
So we were able to recover enough space to add a 6-bedroom. And the layout essentially is you'll come in the front door. There'll be a dining room with that beautiful table that can seat up to 12. And then the kitchen. The kitchen's pretty much the largest room in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the left will be 2 bedrooms with handicapped accessible roll-in showers. And then a little fireplace and sitting area. And then the stairs to go upstairs. And upstairs there's 2 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms.
Correct.
Yeah. And those are standard baths up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And there's no elevator in this house, and I think primarily because it's only a 2-story house,
Correct.
where the Lang house and Penfed house are all 3 stories, and we needed to put elevators in there to get people around. But everything will take place on the ground floor, so there really was no need for the cost. And you really can't in a 2-story house with an elevator, because in case of a fire, you can't take the elevator in a fire, and there's no way to get down from there if you're handicapped. So it was quite a bit of planning on your part and John's part.
We had quite a few people helping with that because the main level is all handicap. All access points will be handicapped into the house, the side of the house, and also into the activity room. And that's something that we haven't touched too much on here. So there's 2 very special rooms that are going to be with this house. One is a 2,000 square foot, what we are calling an activity room, but it's going to be used to host seminars or training sessions. It's a wide open room. It's got gorgeous 6 beautiful, huge windows that are looking out into
biggest window
to the back. And that's where the AV equipment that I was speaking about earlier will be coming into play. But hoping to be able to have more helpful sessions for our warriors and families, or groups that even want to come and have some kind of a children's camp here. And speaking about that, we are going to be hosting a group of high school students.
957 Project.
957 Project. Thank you, Larry. And this is a phenomenal group of students that have their own podcast. Our executive director, Sarah Ford, met with them last year. And the 957 name comes from that is the time that...
Flight 93.
On September 11th.
Yeah.
So this group of students years ago started this program is to learn about resiliency, leadership, and they actually interview veterans for their podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And one phenomenal thing we're doing is last year we had their first camp here at Willing Warriors, a week-long camp where they could learn about those subjects, 9/11, and we had retired Special Forces soldiers come and talk to them about those traits and to work them into what they're doing and what they felt when that happened. So next year, we've already got a couple weeks scheduled for them to be able to come.
Wow.
So that the activity room is going to really help with that and be able to have more students and even more warriors here for group sessions. We are also having a 2,000 square foot open pavilion being built on the back of the house, which is going to be absolutely gorgeous with an outdoor kitchen area and a pizza oven.
Yes, a wood-fired pizza oven. Always say wood-fired in front of pizza oven. You just always have to do that.
Wood-fired pizza oven. It will be very exciting. We're all looking forward to having a pizza cook-off.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be so sick of pizza.
It will be such a great place to gather and to be able to assist more. Another program we're working on with the chaplain from Fort Belvoir, Captain Wooten, we're working on moral injury programs.
Yeah.
We were able to have 3 sessions this year, 3 one-week sessions, and it's the first time they've actually gone off-site, off-base to host these sessions for the warriors, and it was very, very impactful. Just speaking with the warriors, both of the 2 sessions we've had so far, warriors slept all night long here at the retreat for the first time in years.
Yeah.
So there's so many benefits that can happen from that.
They're just so relaxed here.
They're relaxed. The feeling of the retreat is peaceful. It's safe. It's welcome home. They don't have to really worry about anything but focusing on whatever help that they need. There's no outside stresses when they come here.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a pretty exciting program. We just did an episode with an interview with Captain Wooten, and she's amazing. And it really was impactful for the first group that came out were single soldiers who are in the soldier recovery unit. The second group was families. And then the third group was medical people, cadre. So it impacts each group a little bit differently, but it does take a toll.
It most certainly does. It also, if you really think about it, moral injury affects all of our first responders. It affects our emergency nurses and doctors and anybody who wants to be able to help somebody out and something doesn't work the right way. And you might morally be thinking, I should have done more. I could have done more and I didn't.
Yeah.
Or you just had no way to do it.
Right.
And that's hard to deal with and to be able to justify or accept that you did what you could is sometimes very hard and it weighs heavily on all of those people. So I think eventually it'd be very nice to be able to have our first responders and our caregivers to the retreat and in the Penfed Grand Lodge.
Yeah.
To be able to, even just for a weekend, to come and just relax on the beauty of the grounds here.
Yeah. Yeah. So we anticipate that the Penfed Grand Lodge will be host to a lot of different programs. It's not really going to be used for families the way that two houses that we already have are. Primarily because we really don't have the volunteers to support a third house. As we've deconflicted around the world, the number of wounded warriors that are in the soldier recovery units and the warrior transition units has dropped considerably, which is a good thing. Not so much for our occupancy, but for everybody else, it's a great thing. So we have always understood, and I think that's one of the things that's kept us in business, and is that we've always understood that our mission has changed and is evolving almost every day. From where we are now to where we were when we started 10 years ago is just totally different. And with the addition of starting with Wounded Warriors from Walter Reed and Fort Belvoir, then to include veterans, and now being able to take the programs that we see work so well with Wounded Warriors and their families, and hopefully be able to transfer some of that to the community in the form of helping first responders, frontline care workers, givers. It's just going to be magical, I think.
It really will. And even though we are deconflicting around the world, we still have soldiers all over the world.
Sure.
We are still present everywhere. And there are still injuries and there are still morally things when they come back. There's still deployments going on. So grateful that it's, as you said.
Yeah, it's not like it was in 2015 when we started.
Yeah.
Then we had over at Walter Reed and Fort Belvoir, it was a full house.
Yeah.
But now it's not, and we have adjusted our mission.
Exactly.
And we are really
grateful to be able to do that.
Yes, yeah. And we're really grateful that organizations like Penfed have adjusted with us and have accepted that we've changed along the way. And I think they see good things in our future. I mean, they donated, the Penfed Foundation donated $500,000 towards the Grand Lodge, and we've raised the rest. We still have a good ways to go because there's a lot of audiovisual equipment that needs to be purchased. There's also, we have to furnish the home. And so we have this program called Make a House a Home. So tell everybody a little bit about that. Okay, I will tell everybody about that. Dianne doesn't know anything about it.
I don't know that much about it. I actually, Diane Lunsford has been running that program.
Right.
And I haven't done that much with it.
So what we did was we looked at room by room in the house, and we said, okay, what's going to go into that room? So, for instance, in a bedroom, we've got a bed, we've got a dresser, or a nightstand. We need a lamp for that nightstand. In the bathroom, we need a waste paper basket. We need a towel rack. We need a shower curtain. And so we then identified all those products, put them on a spreadsheet with the actual link to the product, and where it says, okay, a shower curtain, the ones we like that we picked out that all rooms will have the same, is $40, we'll say. So then on our webpage, you can go to the Make a House a Home section, and you can find, it'll say shower curtain, $40. You won't see the exact kind that we're going to get, but you'll know that that's how much a shower curtain is going to cost. And then people can donate. They can donate a shower curtain. They can donate a couch. They can donate a whole room.
Right, because once their funds, they pick that, their funds are basically restricted for that.
Yes.
I mean, there's no...
That item is going off the list.
Right.
And that's how we're working our way towards that. And hopefully we'll get there soon. The outdoor pavilion, I want to talk a little bit about, because that was a gift from a retired 4-star general and his wife.
Correct.
And it's going to be amazing. It's covered, over half of it, with a really heavy beamed, beautiful looking pavilion. And then we will have an outdoor kitchen that will be a spot for one of our big green eggs that we already have. And then an inline propane grill, a refrigerator, a farm sink with a garbage disposal, and then a wood-fired pizza oven. And I just think we'll spend some great time out there.
We will.
With the groups that come, whether it's a Mighty Oaks group,
right,
whether it's female warriors who are victims of military sexual assault trauma. We bring a lot of groups here that have never met before. So like Teak's Warriors, they have been together online in a social media space, but they've never physically met. They've never met in person. And those times that they've come and stayed as a group have been really special.
Been very impactful for them. They traveled from all across the country to get here after having met online, but they were all in the same realm. They were all victims of military sexual assault.
Yeah.
And so they were able to come here and talk to each other and sit around the fire pit. Fire pits are always the best thing.
Yeah.
We have 4 beautiful fire pits here.
Yeah.
So that's always a big thing. And since we're speaking about the Grand Lodge, I'm going to just switch a little bit on you. I just wanted to thank everybody. The retreat is 37 acres. If you've listened to any of the other podcasts, you would know that. We just had a beautification day here and had over 85 volunteers. And without the community's supporting for the Make a House a Home, support for volunteering and everything that we have, we couldn't do it.
No.
The community, the companies in the community, the individuals have just come out and gone above and beyond.
Yeah.
What you could ever even really imagine. The place is gorgeous, and it's all due to.
Yeah, we have tremendous community support on a corporate level, as well as organizations, other nonprofits, other veteran service organizations, and local motorcycle clubs like the NAM Knights,
right,
or the Combat Veterans Association Motorcycle Club. They have been with us for a long time, and they really do whatever we ask of them, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
we're just very fortunate that Dianne and myself and the staff here get to be the ones that give this to the warriors.
Mhm.
And so it's not lost on us that we're very lucky to be able to do that. There are volunteers that work with us that never see a warrior,
Yeah.
and they're more than willing to do what it takes to make that warrior stay special, and one that they will remember for a long time.
Right.
And just amazes me all the time the level of commitment, the quality, the kindness, and just the amazing volunteers that we have. So we're really lucky about that. Really, when it comes to the Grand Lodge, we'll be in business by mid 2024.
Absolutely.
We're looking at a May 18th ribbon cutting.
Yep.
So we've got to get all the furniture in, all the AV stuff will be all set. And Dianne and I actually worked on the calendar just the other day, and we were putting those events in there. We've got stuff scheduled already.
Yes.
And we've got a number of organizations and people that are anxious, I think, to be able to avail themselves of this facility, because they know what the Warrior Retreat is all about. They know the level of quality that our volunteers and our staff and everybody provide, and how beautiful it is here. And they know that the Penfed Grand Lodge will be a special place.
Yes.
So we're really excited about that. Listen, Dianne, thank you for coming. And
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I know you're very busy, and thanks for taking the time to speak with us. For our listeners, thank you for listening. If you have any questions or any comments, suggestions, you can reach us at podcast@willingwarriors.org, and we'll have another episode next Monday. Until then, thanks.
The Welcome Home podcast is brought to you by Willing Warriors, a nonprofit organization serving active duty service members and veterans since 2012. To learn more, please visit our webpage at willingwarriors.org.